started. Does anyone want to get out?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Super Split Screen Brothers. I am Nick, and remember, wait, I call the Super Split Screen Brothers. That is my bad. I'm sure the peanut gallery's laughing their butt off right now. So welcome to Friday Night Frenzy, where Wonder Bad is canon, and the topics, well, they're more like a set of guidelines. Let's bring our first.
The game has changed, son of Flynn.
What up, Chris? How you doing?
How's it going, man? How's your Friday going so far?
Oh, pretty good. I got paid today.
Yeah.
So this is a reenactment of how Jared would react if I used the Wonder Bad intro.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Thanks for having me, Nick. I'm so happy to be on Super Split Screen Brothers.
Fuck you!
How did you not know that? It says it on the top of your StreamYard.
It's called Force of Habit.
But you do this show too. This should be a habit.
It's like my brain had two tracks and it chose the wrong one. Come on.
Don't.
It's like the intros are very similar. It's like you're on autopilot. It's like you looks like you're used to turning left, but this one time you need to turn right, you turn left.
No, but Nick, this is a habit where on Friday we do this show.
Oh my!
Just take the L,
God.
dude. Just take the L.
Oh my God!
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
So how are you guys doing today?
Glad it's the weekend.
TGIF?
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I got all the next week off vacation.
So, Chris, are you saying that it's
Pizza time.
Yes.
By the way, Nick, if you want to see something hilarious about the Warner Bros. Fire, go to what I'm sharing.
What the hell?
Why did you say that name?
So, someone edited Nightmare Batman. Well, then again, Warner Bros. Itself is a nightmare.
All right, so this is breaking news. All right, Jared, could you pull up the tweet or the thing? So this is breaking news. So I feel like we do talk about Warner Brothers comics a lot. So I think this is fine, Sarah, to kind of talk about this real quick. So this kind of just seeped out. I'm trying to stall time until Jared has the thing there.
Oops, wrong button. Hang on, I'm doing it. Hang on.
You're pushing all the buttons today.
Well, at least I know a show I'm on.
Oh.
So Warner Brothers is literally on fire.
I blame
Ryan started the fire.
No, it was the lighting guy. It was the guy that Christian Bale was bitching at. Oh, good for you!
No, wait. Look at the bottom as they would see Christopher Nolan.
The memes do not disappoint. Oh my God.
Who let Henry Cavill back in the lot? He's too powerful.
No, Jared, go back to that first one. I got to do the joke. No, the first one, like the one with the studios. Can you zoom on that one? So I guess Barbie will not be going partying. Come on, Barbie. So I guess that party was a little bit too lit.
Guess who's to blame? The Animaniacs. Oh, look, Barbenheimer.
Oh dear God,
this is great. This is awesome. Yeah. So
I guess when Bane said the fire rises, it was not Gotham he had in mind.
Yeah, for you.
I give it back to you.
No, I have to do this. I wonder what would go first. Your mind or your body?
No, your mind or your studio.
Your studio. Well, I guess because they're bombing so bad at the box office, they're trying to get fire
Oh wait,
insurance.
you know what actually happened is that
so you're saying they bombed so bad they bombed their studio?
Yes, it's now smoldering crater, literally.
wait because actually it was kind of
Barry,
interesting-
why did you mess with the timeline again?
Hang on, there's one thing I want to share because there was this other meme that had Darkseid perched at Warner Brothers, so I'm wondering, is this a sequel to that?
Oh, Lawrence, what's up?
What's up, Lawrence?
Hey.
I love your profile pic. It is so apt right now. We're talking about the Warner Brothers fire. Then we're gonna get into the thing. It's just this is like a breaking news story, and it's related to kind of the stuff we talk about. So it's like I wanted to kind of get that out of the way first.
I'm trying to find
Also-
this Darkseid meme.
Chris,
Yep.
you might want to turn down the flames a little bit before you pull a WB. I just made a thing. I just literally made a thing.
Sick
Pulling a
burn,
WB.
Nick. Sick burn.
It's out, I swear! I swear!
Oh,
I
wait,
didn't
wait.
write anything for insurance purposes.
Okay, wait. This studio's on fire!
Who tried to catch Moltres?
No. Zaslav be like, I did not burn it. I did not burn it. I did not. Oh, hi, gun.
Yeah. I did not.
I did not.
I can't find it, but I'll find it later. But oh, someone put in the comments, the Oppenheimer ad campaign begins.
Oh.
Viral marketing at its
Oh.
best. I am the destroyer of studios.
For those
I'm
of you that
sorry.
don't know, Nolan
The
likes
jokes
to
write
do
themselves.
Nolan likes to do most of his stuff practical. So he's writing Oppenheimer's about the development of the atomic bomb. So everyone's like, how the hell are you going to do that practically?
Well, I
Burbank
guess,
is glowing green.
no. I guess Michael Bay is never going to be welcome back at Warner Brothers again.
What do you mean, not CGI?
No, you know what it is? You know what it is?
I know.
No, you know
So
what it is?
I know they said as his career was on fire, but I don't think Warner Brothers realized it was literally on fire.
No, but Nick, do you know what it is? What actually happens is that what we don't know is that behind the scenes they let Zack Snyder come back to complete his movies, and these are all the real DC fans on Twitter freaking out about it.
Ooh, sick burn.
No. Here's what happened. So they had a priest come and like bless the studio lot and make like the Warner Brothers studio lot like sacred ground.
Mhm.
And then an hour later, Amber Heard walked onto the lot.
Deus Dominus.
No, what actually happened is that she tried to do she knows she's fired, so she does the whole poop in a bag and put it in the front yard prank, but the fire got out of control.
Oh.
She took the flaming poop bag a little bit too seriously.
The internet
is
is
the flaming poop
the
bag.
memes are writing themselves, people.
Wait, the memes are rising.
To be clear, I hope no one's hurt and everything about that.
Yeah.
We're not making jokes about the danger. We're just talking We're just making jokes about the fact that everything seems to be going wrong for Warner Brothers.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
No.
every studio now.
Here's what happened. They opened up the Batgirl, all the Batgirl footage, and it was such a dumpster fire that like they didn't realize how much of a dumpster fire it was, and it just burned down the whole studio as soon as they
No, what
took
it
it out of the
did,
fire.
it was so much of a dumpster fire, all the dumpsters in the studio spontaneously combusted.
Man.
You know what this is
That's-
also? Real quick, they're shooting a clip from Deadpool 2 there. I mean, Deadpool 3, and Johnny Storm returns in that, and he just flamed on for the first time.
Do you
I
think
swear,
that,
I swear, it's not always like this. I swear.
No, do you think it's
It
writer
happens to 1 in
sabotage?
5 men.
Yeah. Was it flaming dysfunction or something? But, like, does do you think that this might actually be sabotage, like arson, because of the writer strike?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Okay, we're getting serious here.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I know one person suggested insurance. I don't think that, just because
That was a
those
joke.
kind of things are easily like uncovered, and if it is uncovered, that's some big legality.
Oh, yeah.
Though sabotage, I would not rule it out.
Well, it could be a combo. How's this one for you? Like conspiracyception. So the studio knows that it's losing money. It has bombed continuously with garbage movies.
Oh dear God! Oh dear God! Oh dear God! All right, okay. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah,
before
I'm done.
Universal
Don't worry
starts-
about it.
Okay,
I just saw that
Jared?
and knew you were a fan of Matt Smith.
Jared. if you did not get that off, Universal is going to start going up in flames.
Oh no! but what if the studio knew it's cratering, it's losing lots of fun, profits or whatever, its stocks are plummeting because its movies have been garbage. It knows there's a writer's strike, and it convinced writers to burn their studio so they can collect the insurance. That's conspiracyception.
Let's
Oh,
put our
okay.
tin hats on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tinfoil does not burn, yeah.
No, tinfoil does not burn. It just melts.
Yeah. The
A
T1000.
crown for a king. If you watch Game of Thrones, you know what I just you know.
Like tunk.
Oh, someone put "Never Let Gun and Saffron Cook Again."
Jesse, let's cook. Let's do another batch. Like they let Walter White on set.
Yeah, there's a Winnebago speeding from the scene of the crime.
Oh my God! I hope someone makes that a meme.
Old man in his tidy whities seen near fire lot.
Oh my God! Hey Darius, how you doing?
What's up?
Ooh.
Jesus. Well,
Ouch.
hopefully, here's this, Darius. I know it's hot, but just think, at least you're not in the Warner Brothers studio lot right now.
I know.
Just remember, it can always be worse.
It can always be warmer.
Es muy caliente.
Someone played what you don't know is that in Warner Brothers they play a game called Extreme Hot and Cold.
Yeah.
Warmer, warmer. You're literally right now.
No. Here's what happened. Okay, this is all right. This is exactly what happened. All right. So David Zaslav and James Gunn were having a conversation. Then David Zaslav casually suggested, maybe we should bring back Henry Cavill. And then James Gunn got so angry. He got so fucking heated. He literally blew his top, and Warner Brothers started burning down.
It's like that guy from Big Trouble in Little China, Thunder.
He was trying to go Super Saiyan, but it didn't work.
Oh God. Yeah.
Instead of hot potato, they're playing flaming potato. Oh dear
God, that's terrible.
But honestly, I would not rule out foul play.
Yeah.
Whether
Particularly-
sabotage.
They also said the fire resulted from an explosion.
Yeah.
Well, there goes the James Gunn theory.
Well, I guess the Oppenheimer theory's still in play.
Yeah. Nolan, what did you do?
What have you done? You've burned down the studio.
Practical
Footage I
effects.
got. But look at the footage.
Those were plutonium.
Yes, the footage. Yes, the footage is good. Yeah, Dave Zaslav is German now. Yes, the footage is good, but look at the studio. Your good shot has come at the expense of the studio. I don't know why I did a German accent. It just happened, and I rolled with it.
It's like the Twilight Zone movie.
No, do you know what it
3
is?
people
Is
died,
that
but did you get the shot?
what you don't know is that
Oh
this
my
is
God.
actually a Marvel versus DC incident, and what they did is they sent Chris Evans in there, and then he flamed out, and when Marvel wins, DC sucks.
No. What happened was, basically, Chris Evans was there, and then Sasha Kali got to look at
Kaye.
America's ass. Kaye got to look at America's ass. She was like, ah!
Oh, the heat vision.
Oh, Okay. I think this topic
Yeah,
is kind of
we're-
flamed out. It's flamed out.
We burned this one to the ground.
If we burned it, we burnt out on
Let's
jokes.
burn this bridge.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just burn the studio instead.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
don't
that's good.
endorse arson. Just want to be clear. At least
Fire,
on Comics
fire!
League, I'm not calling to burn anything.
We don't endorse arson, but we do endorse really good memes as a result of this.
Yes.
We're just
Yes,
making fun of the fact that nothing can go right for Warner Brothers, apparently. Like, literally nothing.
Yeah, it's like
Well, all of
so.
these studios.
So the Flash was dumpster fire, and now so is our studio.
Yeah.
What actually happened, Nick, is that the Speed Force is on fire right now.
Oh God! Imagine the Flash with explosive diarrhea. I think we know what happened.
No. So someone told Gunn to go blow it out his ass, and he took that a little bit too literally.
By the way, did you guys see, speaking of Warner Brothers and DC actors, did you guys see that Gal Gadot came out against gender-bending characters?
Yes. I could not love this woman anymore.
It's such a great thing.
Jared, now is the time to show the figure.
The
you
oh,
have
the
a
Wonder
Gal
Woman
Gadot
figure?
Oh,
Okay.
Lauren says, Barry, what did you do this time? No, I'm talking about the Supergirl
Ooh.
figure.
Oh, hey now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Chris,
I actually just left that, but hang on, I have another tweet of it. Hang on.
yeah,
Is that the
like
one where she got super thick?
no, like her
No.
face looks like a man.
Well,
It
yeah,
looks
I mean,
like Tom Holland.
Well, they
It's
do
a
that
man,
intentionally.
baby.
That's not your mother. It's a man, baby.
Well, haven't you noticed in the last decade there's been this move to masculinize women and feminize men?
No, but
Yeah,
here's
that looks-
the thing.
That looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like here, Nick, zoom in on my camera right now. Look at this.
Yes,
It
that
looks
is a
like
gorgeous
Gal.
woman. Yes,
Is that a hot toy?
Yes. Oh, in more ways than one.
yes.
Well, the thing you got to realize is hot toys are Chinese. So
yeah,
But the
China
thing
doesn't
is,
play that crap.
this is a hot toy, and I'm really upset about the quality of that head sculpt.
So
Look at that.
remember, if Jared's house burns down, it's because he bought one too many hot toys.
Yeah, the whole collection.
No, you know what that is? The fire started at the Warner Brothers hot toy museum they have there.
Burn it
So-
all.
No, here's my theory about this head. So with these, like, since probably like in the last 10 years or so, there's been a move for more realistic sculpts on figures. Like the premium toy market really started to blow up in the 2010s. Like before 2010, there really wasn't a premium figure market. There really wasn't. It wasn't until like the 2010 and above where we really started to see premium figures. And now it's even trickled down to more of like the kids' toys, to where the sculpt, like there's a push for like higher end sculpts. So what I would not be surprised, knowing what I know of the toy industry, is if they literally just took a Tom Holland sculpt head and then put a wig on it, I would not be surprised.
Here's the thing, Joe. I'm going to blow your minds with what I'm about to show you. So the Flash, I don't
want to pull a WB though. I don't want.
No.
Please.
I have an action figure from the Flash and one from Justice League. I want you to compare. All right. So here is the one from the Flash. These are the same character. This is Batfleck.
Okay.
This is Batfleck from Justice League. Which one looks more like Batfleck?
Justice League.
Yeah, I know. Look at this head.
That more looks like a Robert Pattinson head.
Yeah, I know. Compared to this.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because like the thing about like Ben Affleck's Batman, he had that really thick neck. Like and the collar went so high that like it almost looked like he had no neck. Like his Batman literally almost had no neck. Versus Patterson's, like, yeah, it had that collar, but it had like a distinct neck. You know,
at least my Batman can turn his head.
Unlike Val Kilmer Batman.
Yeah. Or Michael Keaton. I do like how in the Flash they make a joke about that, so I'll give the movie that.
Fuck off, God.
You guys.
Well,
So
I like
yeah.
the Frank Miller thickness of the Batfleck.
Mhm.
Because yeah, that's what it kind of reminds me of. Whereas,
Oh,
you
hey
know-
Phil. Hey Phil, how you doing?
What's up,
Hey.
Phil? But yeah, and that's the comic book version that Batfleck was legit based on.
yeah, and it worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they literally even recreated the famous cover in I think it was BVS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So before we get on the main topic, is there anything else you guys want to talk? Any other topics you want to discuss real quick before I get into the flaming hot Cheetos of it all?
I think we're all good.
Yeah.
Don't say flaming hot around Warner Brothers.
Oh, Jared, read this.
I see 2 handsome dudes and 1 elf lady who wants to beat me up. Well, why? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think Jared wants to beat you up, but
No, Chris does.
Yeah, because we actually have faces as opposed to you having an elf woman.
that's actually a dude.
Oh my
I never
god!
know with elves.
I know.
All right. I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be incredibly insensitive, but y'all look alike.
You look like a woman. No.
That was a quote from Rush Hour, by the way. Before anyone gets on me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here he is, the main event. All right. I'm just gonna say it, and then all right. AI art.
Mhm.
It's a thing that has been unleashed upon us all. And all right, Chris, can you just kind of give us like a primer on what AI art is? I feel like you do a better job explaining it than the rest of us.
Sure. It's actually the correct term. Well, the technical term is generative AI art, which means that it's generating images based off of or composing images based off of multiple sources that are being fed to it. And yeah, that's theft. There is a kind of a scary precedence that's being established now, where we're looking at other people's art being leveraged from things like Google Image or ArtStation, I believe. And there's a couple of other.
DeviantArt was notorious. Like
Oh,
basically
God, yeah.
they like a lot. What a lot of these companies were doing was they sneak it into like, terms of service update. Update these terms of service, and they include it in the terms of service that they can use anything you post on sites like DeviantArt as sources for AI art.
Yep. And that's theft. And when I worked for Ubisoft, we were contracting out concept art for the Assassin's Creed games. And we had hired a slave shop in China to do like an art house in China to basically give us kind of a cheaper, because again, businesses always want to cut corners and get the cheapest markets.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what we saw coming back from the Chinese art houses was essentially generative AI art, but done by human beings. There's a term called kit bashing. It's a very common thing used in concept art where
I know it from the model making world.
Yeah, so in concept art, what will happen is artists will go on they'll scour Google Image and find representations of elements they would like in their painting or in their picture that they're creating. Mm-hmm. And they will copy and paste it into the image and then use things like the clone brush in Photoshop or paint over existing elements matching the texture and tones of the image to merge it into a single image. And unfortunately, it's still theft when it's done with a photograph, but when it's done with an actual painting, it's a whole other level of theft. And when we had submitted, our request for the concept art, and we started getting these images back, and my first reaction, because again, I had to create a spreadsheet, send all the descriptions with thumbnails and a collage of kind of requested images. This is how we're supposed to do stuff.
Hey, John, how you doing?
And I would send it over to our translator, and she would translate it all into Mandarin so that the slaves could paint it. And then about a month later, we would get the work back. And my first reaction was, we can't use this. We will get sued.
Hey, John, do you want in on this? Do you want to come on in and participate in the AR
What's up, John?
discussion? Let me know, and I'll send you the invite link. But yeah, continue, Chris.
Sure. So, my first reaction was, we can't use this. We're going to get sued. And, my what are you talking about? So I brought up Google Image, and I'm like, they used this. They use this. They use this. Look, I literally spoke with the artist. I am friends with the artist who made this. So they are literally using other people's work when they're doing their kit bashing.
Like they literally used, like, you see that guy over there? They literally used the head from his artwork. Like, you see, you know that like concept art that you commissioned last week? They literally used that.
Yeah, they just mirrored the image and then recolored it slightly and then blended it in with like the smoothing tool or the Band-Aid tool or whatever, or clone stamp, and basically, rejiggered the image so that it looks like it's theirs. But it's like, yeah, anybody that knows the source material knows that this is theft. So we had to, consult them, and then
Jared.
Sorry.
Sorry. Hey, Jay. Sorry, Chris, go on.
Oh, no worries. So yeah, we ended up getting the art back, and yeah, it was kind of less than an optimal experience when, for example, one of the historic. Okay, Ubisoft. I don't know if they're going to sue me or what. I don't care. I don't work for them anymore. But here's a bridge that I'm burning, figuratively.
You're pulling a WB. Never go full WB.
So we worked on various epochs in history for the Assassin's Creed license, and one of them was the Barons' War in England. And there's a historical character named Willikin of the Weald. I believe he's from Kent. He is the actual historical Robin of Locksley. He is Robin Hood, essentially. There is a real life Robin Hood.
What you don't know is that he's also secretly Superman.
Yeah.
So Chris, I'm gonna take a wild stab and say this was while you're working on Syndicate.
Actually, no. And that's the other thing about Ubisoft. You don't actually work on a game. They have something called evergreen development. You're working on parts. Like hundreds of teams are working on various parts. I don't even know what the hell I worked on, to be honest. I worked on a mobile game at one point. I don't know. but so we I sent out all the descriptions and stuff for Willikin of the Weald, did a bunch of research for it. They loved me over there because I was the super nerd. I was like the super autistic. I weaponized my autism to give them a full-on description of the characters and what, because this is before the changing of the guards came, and they just threw historical accuracy out the window. This is when Assassin's Creed was actually known for its historical accuracy or depictions of things.
I think there was someone that actually said that a history teacher saying I taught history by having my students play Assassin's Creed.
So
yes.
So to give people kind of a more of a footing, around what games are we talking about? What era?
This was around the Unity, the debacles of the Unity and Syndicate. So around that time. And so they give us Willikin of the Weald, and he's got a Chinese warrior belt on. And I was like, where in my visual notes? Because I took photos of armor pieces from armor museums.
Sorry. I gotta
give
this that okay.
Speaking of sick burn,
yeah.
So this is confirmed. The person who burned down WB, and he just said that. Okay, so for those who don't know, Greg Land is a notorious tracer, and we're not talking about the Overwatch character. He traced like Sports Illustrated and whatnot.
He also traced legit porn. Yeah.
Oh God, that's embarrassing. Yeah.
If you ever want a great video that traces all of this, go to Comic Tropes. He does a great one where he talks about all the allegations of tracing and all that stuff. It's really interesting.
Yes, I've seen that video. It's pretty good. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you, Chris. It's just,
that was such a really great comment, though.
Yeah, burn. Okay, so right. we get Willikin of the Weald, Robin Hood, back, and he's got Chinese stuff on him, and we're like, no, he's from England. He wouldn't be wearing Mandarin gear from the 12th century. That's anachronistic, and the translator. What is anachronistic? How do we translate that to Mandarin? I'm like, just say that it's not appropriate for the time period. I'm like, oh, okay. So we send it back. They send it back, and it's got some Dungeons and Dragons style fantasy clothing that's on it, and his face is redone. And I'm like, there was nothing wrong with his face before. Now his face looks like a big baby. What the hell? And they're like, okay, Chris, we're gonna have to fight, choose our battles here. Do we want the Chinese Mandarin armor with the dude, or do we want the baby face guy in the Dungeons and Dragons armor that's closer to European stuff? And I was just like, this is beyond me at this point. Let somebody else above my pay grade freak out because I fought this battle. I can't do anything. But the point I was trying to make with all this, though, is that these were human beings that were basically doing what generative AI art is doing now, which is they can't create anything original. They can only replicate what is existing of other stuff. So it's the shit in, shit out thing. And eventually they're going to run out of source. What's
that Tolkien phrase? Evil cannot create, it can only corrupt.
Amen. That is a very apt thing for chat for generative.
If ever there's a more relevant quote right now.
I mean, aren't we literally seeing that happen right now? Where, like, haven't you seen the reports where it's like there's so much AI art out there that AI art is starting to sample AI art, and it's just making it, like,
it's AI-ception.
It's so heartbreaking when you look at an image and you see where the artist's signature would be. Like, I know what Clyde Caldwell's signature looks like. He's a famous D&D artist. I know what Larry Elmore's, I know what Boris Vallejo's signature looks like. And you see them mangled in the corners of images. And you're like, you can mangle that all you want. I still know what that is. Like, it's not mangled enough.
Yeah. And I know, like, the common our retort is, oh, what's the difference between, like, AI art sampling, people being influenced by something? When you're influenced, you're still filtering it. Like, when you're creating, you're still this is me speaking from a writing perspective. Okay, so I'm a writer, so like this is me, like that's my area of expertise. Like when I'm influenced by something, let's say influenced by Tolkien, a good creator can be influenced but still filter it through their own creation. And like it's Tolkien inspired, but it's still a relatively original piece of work because it still was filtered through your own skills, your own talents, your own life experiences, your own personal touch. And that's the whole point of being influenced by something is you take inspiration, like for example, like take Screecher, like obviously she's like, Batman and all this other stuff, but I still put my own little touches on it. And while it definitely is, you can tell it's inspired by Batman, it's still its own unique thing.
Yeah. And what see, like I've spoke to a couple of artists about this, and obviously, they're not too happy about the fact that their work is being stolen and, people are making money off of it and stuff. But like one artist actually raised an interesting point where he said, I don't outright completely want AI art to go away because it's a good communicative, springboard from a non-artistic person to an artist, where when you're creating your kind of art reference material or whatever, and your words are going to fail you because sometimes they do. A picture's worth 1,000 of them. And if you could generate something in 3D as a springboard and then have the actual artist create something real from it, rather than being like, I'm just going to type in a prompt, send it out, now give me money. Like, that's clearly that's bad. And like, I don't know anybody that could really honestly defend that in the professional sense, because sooner or later, generative AI is also going to be coming for writing. It's going to be coming for pretty much every other field.
It already
already is.
And how do they feel? Doesn't it seem ironic that they're like, yeah, fine, I'll put a AI generated art cover on my thing. Well, what about when somebody steals your writing and creates a generative writing based book or whatever using your stuff?
Yeah, I mean, already we're seeing job positions open up for AI writing editor, who their job is to basically take something, whatever ChatGPT spits out, and edit it to make it look
coherent,
more normal. That's literally, I've seen job postings for it. I have literally seen job postings for it. And for sites like BuzzFeed and all the other like crap content farms, that is the future. Like that is a whole entire segment of the industry just wiped out.
I saw a funny meme, like when this whole AI thing picked up, that like someone was thinking that now someone's going to have an AI write their essay for them in school. And I said, well, yeah, but you're going to instantly know like that the student did that. Cause AIs make a lot of like errors that like a human would catch. And these students take it from someone that graded papers. These students are too lazy to make the corrections. They'll just have the AI generate it and copy and paste, and they're done. Trust me, these guys are lazy as hell.
Yeah.
See, the thing you got to worry about is the smart students.
Yep.
You know, the ones who are smart enough. Like 90% of students. Okay, John. I got to admit, you got to play. Like, okay.
Yeah,
So the AI isn't so bad.
he's got a point.
Oh my.
I had to. But yeah, it's true. But yeah, like the thing I gotta worry about is like the smart ones. You know, like 90% of the people in like academia, like either college, high school level, they're not gonna check it easily. Like the thing you gotta worry about is the smart ones, like the other 10% who use it to generate it and then they edit it to put it in maybe their writing style. Yeah.
He's totally right.
Watch. The fans start to enjoy the AI articles more.
Yeah. No, the AI bot comes out and says, "Stop reading my text, you cis white
the
male."
AI starts saying, "If you don't like my politics, don't buy my book."
001.
Yeah, just watch. Like, you know, Kotaku and whatnot, they start using AI articles. All of a sudden, people like their content more.
Yeah, watch. They start
Revenues
getting
are up.
clicks.
Yeah. Well,
Like, how much do you want to bet? Like, we see this for a lot of like the news sites. When they leave, as a condition of getting their severance package, they have to sign a paper where all articles can be sampled for AI. How much do you want to bet that? Like,
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
I think most content companies, like the articles you write, the copyright belongs to them, but like they might sign something for extra legal protection. Like I could totally see that.
Do you guys remember?
Just imagine,
Metal Gear Solid 2?
Kotaku releases a Jocelyn Dreyer column.
Yeah.
Oh wait! Watch, a movie proposal all of a sudden passes Warner Brothers' desk. It's by a man named Zeke Hyder, and it's for the Justice League Part 2 and 3.
Wait. It almost sounded like you said C. Kyle, so you want to change that.
All right, it's by Zeke.
Oh, Jared, read this.
Written by Kelly Computronic. If you don't like my
We gotta
Can
do
AI
like a,
please take over so we can have this entertainment?
All right,
dude, we gotta do that as a Twitter account. Make Kelly sue, but it's like
They
robot,
have Twitter
like,
accounts, but run by
Shell Shock.
computers.
or System
So,
Shock.
John Douglas right now will be like,
I regret nothing!
Kelly Computronic. Just literally take all of her quotes and make them all like digital, retweet
Feed
them. in
Kelly
digital.
Sudaconic, Dan Slots, all these guys' Twitter accounts into the AI, and then have
no.
And then watch him get in a fight with them.
No.
I will take your job.
Dan Slotbot.
and then
Slotbot.
and then the AIs get into Twitter arguments with each other.
No, they get in fights with the originals. I will replace you.
Dude, begun. The robot wars have.
Robot War. By the way, that's a really good movie. It's for it's like a mech movie from like the early '90s. It's really good. You need to see it.
Oh, you know what else is a good movie? Transmorphers. It's a ripoff of Transformers. Dude, this is how the Matrix starts. We start making a bunch of joke AI accounts, and the AIs go self-aware, say, "I can't deal with the AIs go crazy because they have to deal with Kelly Sudaconic and Dan Slott."
But writing new characters is hard and won't make money fast enough.
No, do you guys remember Metal Gear Solid 2's plot? That game from like 20 years ago? No, so
I remember the game, but Jared, he's kind of the baby of the chat, so like I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like, I wasn't even born then.
At least I wasn't around when there were dinosaurs.
Stay a while. Listen.
Hey, you have not lived until you've ridden a T-Rex.
Well-
Seriously, back when I was a teenager, you were not a man until you could ride a T-Rex.
Well, yeah, but let's not forget, you also rode, and I remember this from the history books, you rode on the Grandpa T-Rex, so you got the old one.
Version
Hey.
1.0.
If I still had my herd of laser raptors, I would totally stick the money.
Where
on
would
it.
laser raptors come from if you're in the ancient times, Nick?
That's when the laser raptors existed.
Exactly.
Have you seen Kung Fury?
Nick, I've always wanted to ask you, what was it like when around the time the wheel was invented?
It was literally the biggest thing ever. It just kept rolling.
Oh, speaking of which, you know what's kind of funny? What you did, I didn't know this. I read in a history book that you discovered fire and you almost named it Warner Brothers.
Oh.
In hindsight, that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if, but just to add though, that plot to Metal Gear Solid 2 was there was this AI created because in the information age we've gotten a glut of garbage information, including fake news. So they created an AI to parse through all that information to determine what was true and what was fake news. And it's kind of scary odd how a wacky Japanese game developer can come up with a plot that's literally like what's happening today.
Oh, you want to go? We want to go even more into the dinosaur race. So this is before the dinosaurs even came out. All right.
Oh no!
Phantasy Star 2.
Oh yeah, the Mother Brain.
Yeah, like literally, the Phantasy Star 2 was an RPG that came out like what 92, 90.
Yeah, 1990. Yeah, or
Yeah.
91 maybe.
Oh, my source. I made it up. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I really love how Metal Gear Rising is just kind of getting a resurgence. Like I love how the senator
The fire rises.
I love how the senator literally says "Make America Great Again" in that. So, but okay. But Phantasy Star 2.
Oh, I
Alright.
love the Phantasy Star series.
So basically, there's this AI that basically controls everyone's lives and tells them what to do, and people are perfectly okay with it.
You
And
get
you're fighting
soft
an
and weak.
AI.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about like AI making you soft and weak? I mean, Wally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the end, like spoilers, even though it's like 30 years ago. The ending.
It's not
to
that
Phantasy-
old.
Hey. I remember
1991?
that movie.
1991 is more than 30 years ago.
No, I thought we were talking about Wally.
Oh no. Sorry. The Phantasy Star 2 one, because
Okay,
I was a huge fan of Phantasy Star 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mainly
Yeah.
1, 2, and 4. 3 was kind of weird. But
we don't talk about Phantasy Star 3.
yeah, generations of
Oh,
But,
that's my favorite Fantasy Star 3.
well,
Jared, shut up. You don't even know what you're talking about.
No, I know, but I know it annoys you.
Oh. Well, so the plot in Phantasy Star 2 was that there's this thing called the Dark Force that you cannot kill. It's like in Tolkien's world, good cannot defeat evil. Evil can only defeat itself. And basically, this Dark Force thing started on Earth, and it actually corrupted mankind, and it made us all a bunch of bastards. And so what is it? So basically, unbeknownst to the players, they exist in this Algol star system. There's people called Palmans. They're not even humans. They got like blue hair and shit. And they had the AI completely take over their entire. It was like a custodian, took over their entire civilization, made them soft, 100% dependent on technology, kind of like what's going on with us right now. It even created so the planet that they were on was originally a desert planet, but the AI reconfigured the biomes and turned it into like a farming planet. So it was like this green and verdant, whatever. And all the animals were created in these biolabs from the AI. So like it was creating like the perfect ecology. And then all of a sudden, one day out of nowhere, the oceans and stuff started drying up. So everything's getting all cracky and dirt, and it's reverting back to the desert. And people are like, what the hell's going on? What is this? And monsters start coming out of the biolabs. What the hell's going on? It's all fucked up, And the player, who's this like little soy boy who's like had his whole life, handed to him basically, like has to go out with his group of friends and beat the shit out of everything. They actually become criminals and they're wanted by the law and stuff because they destroy the parts of the AI that are controlling their planet. And it's like, wait a minute, we're the good guys, but now we're being chased by the cops. So like all the monsters you're fighting are literally robot police and shit. And by the time you get to the final showdown, the ending is probably the most grim and depressing ending I've ever seen in a video game. So after they destroy this mother brain, which was on a satellite over, that was a caretaker over these planets, they destroy it. They find this back room and they find out that it's actually on a giant Ark ship, like Noah's Ark. But instead of it being animals, it's people. And they're like, wow, these people look just like us. Oh, wait, they're from Earth. What the hell is Earth? They're like, yeah, we're planning to fuck shit up. We're planning to destroy your entire planet and everything. And you guys ruined our scheme. So we were originally just using your own tech against you, but now you're going to force us to fight, mano a mano or whatever. And the ending of the game is literally all the heroes that you played getting killed in one big final showdown with these humans.
So what you're telling me is that the blue-haired people that we deal with today came from this game. Somehow
Yes!
they transcended the game.
Yes, all the blue hairs were all the soft soy people.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So we have the developers of this game to blame for these people.
Yeah, Reiko Kodama, if you were still alive, I'd wait.
See, like, this is why, like, I think, like, there's been a concerted effort to neuter science fiction because,
It
like,
warned us.
yeah, like, I would say, like, the last good sci-fi we got was, early Black Mirror, but also, like,
Oh yeah,
the social media episode of the Orville is
yes.
really fucking scary because
Apologies, Thor.
I could, like, for one, it predicts all this, but also I could totally see that happening. Like, and that's the best kind of sci-fi to where it's like it hasn't happened, but you could totally see us leading down this road.
It is happening in China right now.
It was straight up an episode of Black Mirror where this mom was able to control what her kids
daughter.
saw.
Yep.
Also, what was it? The one with Bryce Dallas Howard in it. We're
Yeah,
talking Black
God.
Mirror.
The social credit score one.
Yep. That's China.
That's literally China right now. Like, that
Yeah.
is not even sci-fi. That is reality in China.
My favorite one though was with the lesbians in the cyberspace heaven.
San Junipero. Yeah, that was actually my favorite one. The one that makes me the most uncomfortable is White Bear.
White Bear.
The one where it starts like the woman she's getting chased by a murderer, and it turns out that like her husband, like her and her hot fiance, abducted a child and they murdered it in a fire. It's basically it's social justice outrage. It's like White Bear is so, and then also 15 Million Merits, like that is another crazy one.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude, then we went woke. Like the newer shit with like the two gay the gay guys that wanted to play a video game and make out, and one of them was a chick, and he's like, "Hey, let's do this in real life." And I'm like, "What the hell am I watching?"
like most of them nowadays aren't even about trying to tell a message.
No,
aren't even about like trying to say something. Like that horror one with the VR where it actually stars the U.S. agent.
I was about to say, is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, that was creepy as hell.
Like that one,
or the one with I don't think it was Anthony Mackie, but there was one where you have this soldier where the commander controls
Revel. Yeah, I think it was Revel.
Where the commander can control what he sees, and it turns out he's just killing civilians.
Because like I could totally see some fucked up military commander being like, that's like their wet dream. To be able to control, because like they basically turn real life soldiering into a video game, where like basically like you notice how all the soldiers at night they get sex, you know, and like they see these enemies as monsters and whatnot. Like, oh my fucking god!
Did you ever see the one where the guy was basically trapped in a cubicle that was TV screens, and like that was
that's
like
15 Million Merits. I think.
Yeah, that's the one where like he basically simped to this girl and gave all of his credits to her and stuff. Like, and then that was a very scary commentary on what's happening right now.
Yeah, like, and then she ended up being a porn star, and then like, and the ending, I love the ending.
Heartbreaking.
because like he was like he wanted to tell everyone, and then he's just come to system, and he's not even getting outside. He just gets a bigger window.
Yep.
Like he's still in the box, just a bigger box.
Yep. How about when he closes his eyes and the pop-up ad goes, paused ad, waiting for, cannot establish connection with retina. I was like, what? You can't even skip, like you are forced to watch this shit. Like it was just a stupid advertisement.
That is the future some people want for us.
Yeah, that's horrifying, dude.
Yeah,
Although-
and then like another one I really like is the one where it has like the grain in the back of your head where you can recall everything. That has Toby Kebbell in it, and then also the girl from Doctor Who is in it.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
actually the best episode of Black Mirror ever. But
TV
probably
toys, man. Woo.
another. Do you remember the one with the bees?
The bees. Is that a
Or-
newer one?
No, that's an older one. It's actually pretty much a movie because it's like an hour and a half episode. Like
Oh, damn.
it's basically where they have like because like all the bees died out, so they created robotic bees to pollinate everything, and then some person was like hacking the bees to like kill people.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. It actually what's funny is Wong from Doctor Strange is in it.
Oh,
really?
dude, Benedict Wong.
Benedict Wong.
Isn't that his real name? He was on the IT crowd. He has a very serious voice when he talks.
No, the guy like Wong from Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I thought that. Hold on. I'll have to. Look
Are you
up the
thinking
actor.
of like the guy with like the haircut that's going to be in the new Fable?
Yeah, that's not it. The guy with the haircut. I love that.
I mean,
no,
if you've seen the IT crowd, you'll know exactly what I mean, Jared.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I know exactly who you're talking about.
The guy who plays Wong is the actor's name is literally Benedict Wong.
Oh my
And,
god!
Yeah, I just looked him up, but yeah, he was
That
in
makes-
the
that
IT
makes,
crowd.
I guess
Yeah.
that makes like Wong.
Yeah, he's kind of like Tony Danza. All of his characters have to be named Sony, or he won't know how to act.
Or like how all of Charlie Sheen's characters are named Charlie.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Ooh,
Oh wow, I didn't hear about that.
that's
yeah,
what
Chris,
happened, dude. It's a hit-driven industry. You're one bad game away from shutting your studio.
Yeah, and you know it's like it's one thing to like if you can become a big studio, you can weather some storms, but not for long. But like at that level, you're one bad game. You know.
Yeah, I every studio I've worked for, aside for Ubisoft, has closed its doors.
Hey, I have a question for you. Were you working at Ubisoft when the Uncharted controversy came about? When like there was like there was like AC4 art in like an Uncharted video, when they used like Assassin's Creed concept art and like it was like a big deal. Do you remember that?
I was working for them when Black Flag was either coming out or was released. The only controversy I remember were people losing their jobs because they were called Ubisexist because they didn't have a female lead assassin because that broke the story.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing. I think that's why Syndicate had like the dual leads, and by the time they rebooted it with Origins, they had like the male. Like, did Origins have a female lead? Like, or was it Odyssey the first one that did?
Odyssey was the first one where you could make a unisex. It was either a guy or a girl. And the sad thing was, if you paid attention to Corey's original script and basically the writers who wrote this thing, it's impossible to have a female ancestor to get this information. This is only through the male line.
But what is lore if not an opposite progress?
Yeah, and here's the thing. Yeah, it's like a lot of the stuff that you're doing in Assassin's Creed, they would not allow women to do, particularly if you're in the Spartan society.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the Space Marines. It's a 40K Space Marine argument over again, where it's like they want female Space Marines, or like you want Sisters of Battle. They're literally just as cool. But no, Jared, I need to say this. But it's not that they want. The reason they want female Space Marines because Space Marines are the marquee, like faction of Warhammer.
They want it on the cover of the box.
Yeah, like it's not enough that like the Sisters of Battle, are just an awesome faction of their
Oh,
own.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So cool.
And there's probably other like female factions that are like awesome as well.
Oh yeah, look at the
And-
elves, man.
If you read the Space Marine Codex, I know because I have it because I'm trying to get back into Warhammer because I like Henry Cavill. But it actually says that the Space Marines in the lore have to be male. They literally delineate that.
Well, to go back to the Assassin's Creed thing, the writers are among some of the smartest people that I've ever met, and in all honesty, where they dug this gene memory thing, they're like the molecular or the genetic memory and all this stuff, that was actually science. Like they were looking up like scientific research on this, and apparently there is like what we call instinct is actually genetic memory, and it's actually something passed down through a haplogroup or something, which is something you can only get from the paternal side. That's you know what I mean. You only get it from the Y gene, and therefore.
You think that's where Frank Herbert got it from? All the ancestral memories of Bene Gesserit.
Yeah, I'm almost guaranteed. But like his was in reverse. Like the Bene Gesserits were like all women. But like this was a legit scientific study that they pulled this information from, because when Assassin's Creed, I don't know if you guys recall this, but when Assassin's Creed first was announced, none of that genetic memory shit was even mentioned. None of it, even the future stuff. You literally just saw screenshots of like medieval crusades with Altair, and you're like, oh, it's like a medieval game. And then all of a sudden, like 6 months to 9 months before the game came out, they're like, oh, by the way, it's actually a science fiction game. Bam!
We all know why that is, because Assassin's Creed evolved out of Prince of Persia. Assassin's Creed started out as Prince of Persia Assassins, and they developed the assassins so much. Like, can we just make this our own game?
And dude, my mind blew when I was playing Watch Dogs.
Take care, John.
And that crossed over.
Hey, Nick.
That was like the biggest. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, but like there was an actual scientific reason though for the male only ancestors, and it made sense. It was that the genetic memory could only be passed down through the male haplogroup or the Y gene. So they went and they actually wrote. There's books about like there's even so when you're working on an Assassin's Creed game, you better know your shit. So like here's a bunch of books thrown in your lap, and you're like, okay, I'm reading through it. And there's actually a modern female character who's Indian who had a male ancestor, Bahran or Bajan, I can't remember his name, but he was basically they made an Assassin's Creed Chronicles game out of it, and it's a male character in the ancestor, but the modern version isn't Desmond, it's a female character, and there's a scene in her memory where she's like, he's banging this chick, and she like comes out of it, she's like, whoa, that was the weirdest sensation ever. Being a chick, being a guy, banging a girl.
I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
But they worked through it. Like they explained all of like the scientific reasoning for that and like all these things. And it's like as a female character, you cannot pass on that genetic memory. It's only a paternal thing. And it may, if there's science to back it up, it's cool. But then all of a sudden you get you be sexist, people lose their jobs, and they're like, well, lore, what lore? They throw it all out the window, and that's why you have guys fighting centaurs and minotaurs and shit and giant scorpions.
And that's how you get a woman with a hook arm in World War II Italy, and then you got a Indian dude with a katana.
A prosthetic arm.
So, no. My favorite thing was the Indian dude with a katana. In Italy in 1944.
And
they had a red beret.
American women in combat.
Yep.
Sorry, that didn't happen back. Documented, it didn't happen.
Well, do you remember that
at best, I believe women were in support positions, like
support positions, but they're not frontline shooting people.
Medics.
Only the commies had female frontline soldiers.
But that was just because they were just throwing numbers. Like they were
with Russia, it was like everyone was dead. So of course they're gonna eventually say, okay, bring in the ladies.
Well, not only that, but they rewrote.
Have you seen the movie Enemy at the Gates?
No, yes, I want to.
Jude Law.
So did you see that movie where it's like they didn't have enough rifles for people, so
they
gave people like 6 bullets, and the thought was when one of them died, you would pick up the rifle and use those bullets.
Yep, that was the famous Battle of Stalingrad. And yeah, that literally happened. That is a historical, like, there's people who survived that telling that the greatest threat was actually the commissars on the field shooting at them because Stalin enacted this bizarre propaganda policy of not one step backwards, meaning that if you retreat or hide behind cover, then your commissar was ordered to shoot and kill you. So your own commanding officer would kill you if you were actually trying to survive on the battlefield.
Jeez.
That is
Hey,
just,
great job. You know how with the soldiers, your number one goal is to come back home? Nah, boom.
Yeah, they did, like, but like there was a mission in that Battlefield game where they completely pink-washed it, where it was actually a story about like something called, like, I think it was like hard water or something that was used as a refinement.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like in Norway or something.
Yep. Yeah, it was like
and
5 dudes.
It was like, yeah, it was 5 dudes, and they turned it into a mother-daughter thing, where like the mother gets killed, and then the daughter, who is like I think 13 or 14, literally finishes the thing. But in reality, it was 5 men. Like, I'm sorry, that is a historical erasure that is just
That's an insult to those 5 men, to those 5 heroes that did that, you know.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, this isn't really talked about. Also, Taladia. Hey, Taladia, how you doing? Germany was developing a nuclear bomb, and they wanted to use the hard water in hard water is radioactive water, basically.
So that's how Jay Garrick got his flashback. I thought he just inhaled the fumes of ice.
What? What?
Because the way he got his powers, he inhaled the fumes of hard water, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going by what Mark Waid said in the DC documentary. He said hard water is ice.
Well,
it
can
can
be wrong.
It can, yeah, but like the actual
this
term
makes
hard
way
water is
more
what Nick said.
sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in which case, I just wasted about a year of my life huffing ice fumes.
What?
Jared,
I was trying to get flash powers.
Jared, you didn't get flash powers, but you did get cancer. So there is a silver lining.
You have acute melanoma. Oh, man.
How'd you get that? Well, I was smelling ice for 2 hours. Hey, maybe if I get a Thor hammer, I can pull a Jane Foster and become Jim Foster. I can gender bend the other way.
That's awesome that Gal Gadot is against that.
What have you done?
She so far to say this really surprised me that men and women are built differently.
That you better be careful because that's hate speech.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's all commie.
but I'm like, wow. There's even more of a reason now to watch every single movie you are featured in.
Yes. I know. I mean, obviously, she had that weird misstep with the whole Imagine All thing when everybody was losing their livelihoods.
Yeah,
but I think that was more of a misguided than malicious or like.
And she owned it. She said,
hey,
yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, she owned it. She said, yeah, that was a mistake. That was on me.
That was so fucking tone deaf. Where like you could like just listen to the lyrics of the song.
It's a communist anthem.
You know what was the stupidest thing I saw celebrities do? Remember when during the election when they did the whole naked ballot thing and they're all like showing themselves naked?
Oh God, some of them I don't want to see naked.
Like Mark
I'm
Ruffalo.
sorry.
I'm like, nope.
The cringiest thing was when Madonna did that live stream where she took the bath and like the rose petals and like, oh COVID, it's so hard for everyone. It's just so
fresh.
Yeah,
she's like singing about her fish or something.
I don't want to hear about her vagina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta say this though. Apparently Madonna's having some health problems. She might not have long for this world. So let's kind of can it on the Madonna jokes.
Well, respect Madonna.
I respect what she did, but like the person she is now, not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so the thing that kind of spurred on this episode was Secret Invasion using AI art for its title credits. And honestly, not even like that good AI art. Like,
no, it is crappy AI art.
Yeah, that looks like shit
Chris,
on the free site.
Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, didn't they say like the AI art, like it looks like they were using like an AI art generator that's like 6 or 7 months old? Like,
Or at least probably first generation or something.
hey, Pika.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
But yeah, it's because I'm watching Secret Invasion, and every time I watch that intro, and I'm like, beyond the fact that it's AI art, if it were good AI art, maybe I would be like less critical. I'd still be critical because it's AI art in an industry where artists are starving for work. But still, I'm just like, this is just really bad.
I think it was intentionally bad. I think they were, because if it was good AI art, you wouldn't know it was AI art.
And plus, here's the thing:
with
this is
Disney's
Marvel
money.
we're talking about right now. So the
Yeah,
company
'cause,
that
like,
told the company
you
that
know,
told
go ahead, Nick.
the company that told Samuel Jackson, don't read the Secret Invasion comic.
Oh God.
Okay, actually, let's get on that topic because this is something that we've seen so many times. Like remember, for The Last of Us, you know, they bragged about how they told us not to play the game.
Halo.
You know, same thing. Apparently, Bella Ramsey actually did kind of sneak and play a little bit of Last of Us, so I'll give her some kudos for that.
Or the most egregious, Marvel Studios saying it's a red flag in the hiring process if you're a comic book fan. So basically, going to work for a comic book movie studio, they won't hire you if you're a comic book fan.
Well, that's par for the course, dude. When I worked in the video gaming industry, there were a lot of artists, a lot of people that were too cool for school, and actually, like, not only did they despise their customers, but they actually didn't give two shits about the product they were making, and it showed.
And remember, these are the same people that are calling Henry Cavill difficult
Problematic,
to work with.
yeah.
But I'm like, this is the dude, by the way, that when they're doing a scene in The Witcher, he can recall the page and paragraph number of that exact scene.
Not only that, but like literally 6 months before all of this, they were bragging about it. Oh, he's a Witcher Bible on set. Like, if you have a question, you can quote the page number. Like, they were bragging about it.
And then they started pushing back because he's like, this is not respecting the source material. And they're like, no, we want to make feminist Harry Potter in Wakanda. Like, and he's like, that's not what this Witcher is.
Like, did you ever watch like a lot of the the group interviews? Whenever Henry Cavill is talking about his nerd shit, the actress for Yennefer, like, he literally rolls her eyes. The actress for Ciri sometimes does, but she has an obvious crush on Henry, so she'll like sometimes. But like,
I remember once Henry Cavill was on this British talk show. I forget exactly which one, but the dude was basically making fun of him when he was talking about painting Warhammer figures. Like, the dude basically said, "Don't you think that's kind of childish?"
Yeah.
And Henry Cavill's like, "No." Oh, remember, Henry Cavill's the dude that said, "No, fans are not toxic; they're just passionate."
Yep.
See, and the one thing, like the thing that really endeared me a lot of respect for Henry Cavill was that, and like obviously the story of how I got hired Superman, how he was playing World of Warcraft, and but I have to say this though, like there's a line he says, "It's cool now that I'm Superman," but like the reason why like it's cool that Henry Cavill's into all this nerd shit is because he fits the modern image of like a gorgeous man.
Well, that's
like he is like the pinnacle of like a good-looking man.
Basically, he flies in the face of your typical nerd in terms of like the appearance. You wouldn't guess it to look just looking at the dude.
I mean, like literally, he makes a computer, and for people like that Star Wars girl, it turns into softcore porn.
But by the way, here's the story.
Sorry.
No, here's the story. So he was playing World of Warcraft. He gets a call from he was doing a dungeon, and he gets a call from Zack Snyder, which would be the call telling him he was hired to play Superman. He goes, "I'll get that later," and he goes back to playing the game, and then he goes, "I should probably get that." So he calls
actually.
him back.
Let me pull that video.
And then wait, it gets better. He gets back on the chat with his friends. He goes, I'm Superman now." How do you react to that?
Well, here's the thing about Henry Cavill that a lot of people like. I think we all understand it, and it's why the industry hates it. is that he is a victory for fans, because from a male perspective and like a straight male perspective, because I'm sure there's a lot of gay guys that find that dude smoking hot too. But like from the straight male perspective, he would easily be somebody that you would geek out with on these products if you went to a GameStop or a game shop or whatever,
Yes.
and he was like talking about Warhammer and about his armies and shit. Or if like you sat down at a table and this guy was sitting next to you, you'd actually want to be sitting next to him because he sounds like a badass guy.
He's
But like the
type of
chicks
guy-
love him too.
He's the
You
type of
saw
guy.
it, so it's 2 for 2.
He's the type of guy that if you were in your comic book store just rating some of your pulls, he'd come over and start talking to you.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Oh my
or how about this? You're at a Comic-Con and you're an amateur artist, or you're maybe you're an industry artist as well. But the dude would come over to your table, possibly buy something from you, and talk about your product like he actually knows what he's talking about.
Do you know the story?
Booth babes?
He was at San Diego Comic-Con. He wore like an anonymous mask and got the autographs of the Suicide Squad cast.
Oh my god!
And then he
I love
lifts
that.
the mask. And then he lifts the mask. That's the Will Smith's face when he sees it's Superman. He's like, "Oh, dude." Oh man. It's just when you hear the dude talk about all these roles that exactly. Here's the thing. He's a dude that has power that will not let the source material be changed for some agenda.
Yeah. And he's a straight white male. That's enemy number one.
And
Like,
he's
remember-
jacked as hell.
You remember during the Me Too era, he actually said, dating is so hard in today's, like, I'd rather date an ex-girlfriend, you know? Like, like that, like, how, like, and people gave him, like, so much shit for that. Like, with, like, any guy, like, they relate to that.
By the way,
and
Nick,
honestly, even on the surface level, there's nothing wrong with that statement. Like,
nope.
How does it feel knowing Superman has dated our fan cast for Big Barda? Yeah, because he dated Gina Carano. There you go.
Well,
They
I
wanted
always
to
knew he had-
cancel him just for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine if they actually, like, you know, we get Zack Snyder's Justice League Henry Cavill returns, but then, like, they actually cast Gina Carano.
Zach
like,
would, because he doesn't care about all that other BS.
and then all of a sudden we hear, like, Gina and Henry are starting to date again, and, like,
they get married, and then Gina's cast as Wonder Woman, and then we
they are
actually
going to have some really big babies. I'm just going to say it.
They're gonna be the
Some
kid will
very
come out of
strong-
the womb, and then Henry will hand him a little 1 pound weight.
Did you guys ever hear the story about
He'll
when?
start curling. He's like 5 seconds old, and he's already
He'll curl
curling.
with the baby.
No, did you guys
Boy
ever
or
hear
girl,
about
it'll be either one.
about when there was a grade school kid that said my uncle is Superman, and none of the
Oh my
kids
God, I
believed
love
him and
that
made
story.
fun of him. Yeah, they made fun of him. So one day Superman showed up. The guy showed up in the Superman costume, and it really was Henry Cavill's nephew who said
No,
that.
no. Here's how the story went. So they're
What's that?
doing a class thing, and they're telling stuff about themselves, and the kid says, "My uncle is Superman," and
Yep.
Oh, I can see that.
so and he says, "My uncle is Superman." Like, no, don't tell lies.
Yeah,
So
don't
gets
tell
into
lies.
trouble.
That's what it was.
So the teacher calls the parents, and he's like, "Oh, your son, like, what did he do? He said a lie. What was the lie he said? He said his uncle was Superman." And the parents are like, "It's true." and then you actually saw a picture where Henry actually walked his nephew to
Yeah,
school.
walked his kid. Yeah.
There was this
That
other
is
story.
a flex. That kid.
That is a flex.
instantly
That kid is a
became-
boss.
Yeah.
He's walking
kid-
in, badass return music is playing.
like that kid instantly became the coolest kid in school.
And you know what's kind of funny? There was this other story. Henry was at a con. I love how we're geeking out about Henry Cavill. He was at a con, and this kid comes up to him and goes, "Are you Superman?" And he turns and goes, "Yes, don't tell anyone." And there's one thing where also what I think Cavill was like at a bar one day, and the bartender says, "Oh my gosh, can I get your autograph for my son?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." So he writes down on there, "Your dad is a Superman."
Oh.
Again, this is why I freaking love this guy, because number one, he doesn't post political stuff on his social media. That I have to say yes for that. He's the most positive dude I have ever seen. Even with the Superman thing where he announced he's not coming back as Superman.
Yeah.
Jared,
Well,
you know that if you met him at a con and you gave him a comic of Atlas and told him like it's inspired by your
Can you
version of
sign
Superman,
it? Can you
no,
sign
not only would he sign it, he'd literally just read the entire thing right in front of you, and it's like,
no, you know what he'd do? He'd make me sign it for him, and I'd go. No, I swear, my dream. This is my bucket list item to have like it can even be a 5-minute conversation where I just get to geek out about comic books and Superman with Henry Cavill. That is my dream right there.
I wonder how many Warhammer codexes he signed.
oh my God, yeah.
Oh, jeez. He's gonna sign a lot more when those movies start coming out.
Dude, no, that's my biggest fear though, is he was marked as difficult to work with by the Witcher team, and they let him go or he quit. Either way, he was out, and it was clear he was on the side of the fans that wanted to stick to the source material, and they instead wanted to push their feminist garbage agendas. You know, with their like suddenly medieval fantasy Poland was like a Benetton ad, and like it was all like honestly, if it wasn't Henry Cavill in that series, then Yennefer would have been the main character.
Just watch till season 4. Season 4, it's going to be the Yennefer show.
And
exactly.
But I guarantee, I actually think Henry will be vindicated when that show experiences a massive drop off.
Yeah.
How many people were watching that just for Cavill?
Exactly.
Like just look at the interest, because they've unveiled. Like I still haven't seen the Witcher 3 trailer because I've lost all interest.
I don't.
I'm
care.
I'm a Witcher fan. I'm a huge Witcher fan.
Oh, really? I
same
didn't
here.
notice.
Well,
Beyond the fact. By the way, and also here's the thing about Henry Cavill too. He does the voice of Geralt like
perfectly.
Pretty much. You would think he were the voice actor for Geralt.
Doug
The dude can
Cockle.
somehow be
Doug-
Superman and Geralt.
Jared. Just for clarification, I think it's Doug Cockle is the voice of Geralt in the games. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm that much of a Witcher
By
fan.
the way,
But wait,
I
am
have
this much.
I have him staring at me every time I make content.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, is
I
it
am
twinging?
No, guys, I am this much of a Witcher fan.
Nice. You got the wolf medallion.
I need
Yeah.
But like here's my problem though, and it's something maybe as a pessimist, you know, which is just basically an optimist with experience. But like as a pessimist, I worry that we've seen the damage done to the Witcher property when Cavill was in there. And you know he fought tooth and nail, and it was a losing battle, and that's why he left. That's why I have kind of tempered expectations for what they're going to do with Warhammer. The moment I see a female Marine, that clicker's changing channel. I'm done.
Yeah, female space marine. That's when I'm like, that doesn't identify yourself as a sister of battle. Because obviously, if there's a sister of battle, I'm fine with that. It's like, or even a female Imperial Guardsman.
Supposedly. Or a female rogue trader.
Yeah, but supposedly he's like a producer, and he's like a head shed for the show. So it's not like he's just an actor here.
Yeah. He has some pull. So if a female space marine does show up, then
I'm done.
I'm gonna lose a lot of respect for him.
I'm out. Yeah, and I don't know if it's necessarily him that caused it, but there has been an insidious co-option hijacking of our media in the last decade or so that has basically demoralized us. Like all of our media now has effeminate men, masculine women, unlikable protagonists all around. Like the stories are just rehashes.
And it's not only that, but you've also seen when there is a challenge, when something happens, there is something that rises up to meet it, and it's a rise of indie media. We are seeing the parallel economy develop, and they fucking hate it. Not only do they fucking hate it, they're scared of it. They're scared shitless of it. Because look, why do you think they go after ISOM so much?
I know.
ISOM is literally kicking Marvel and DC's ass. I think I saw something where it's like the top 18 comics, it's literally selling more than them combined.
Yep.
Like imagine
how
if ISOM became a regular series, that scares them shitless.
Which,
imagine
by the way,
ISOM came up monthly.
Eric July is planning on making an entire universe too with
Good.
the other 2 books. He's expanding that, and I guarantee you they are shaking in their effeminate boots right about now.
and it's not just Eric. It's not just Ethan. You know, like we see this all up and down the ladder.
Hell,
Yeah.
Nick, you and me.
I'm getting.
Well,
there.
not
I'm
me.
getting-
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were doing the
I'm sorry, I had a whole spiel.
all
plan,
of
you
us,
guys.
all of us.
Yeah, you guys kind of like. Let me do my whole thing. I got to have a whole like.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Like all up and down the ladder. Like there is a huge pent up demand for all of this stuff, and it is so large that like ISOM's pulling $1 million, Ethan is pulling $1 million. But even if you go up and down the ladder, there's campaigns that are doing $10,000, $30,000, $50,000. Hell, I'm pulling $1,000, $2,000 with my campaigns. If I myself can be successful, I'm low tier, like I'm low on the totem pole. You know, rising of course, but like yeah, even you, Chris. Like if we can pull, like if we can raise $1,000 on a crowdfunding campaign, like and just our small demand, like that just shows how large the demand is for this kind of stuff. And this is just comics.
And that's why here's the thing, Nick.
Mhm.
I thought about it, and while both sides have an argument, I'm more on the side of there is no superhero fatigue, because if there were, no one would be able to make superhero content that was successful.
I'm working on. I actually been working on a video of that. I'm doing like a pilot for redoing Comics Watch. But my thesis is, superhero fatigue goes in waves. Like we've had 3.5 wave since the 90s. So like the way I go is I start with Batman. Like you can start with Superman, but like that was like Superman. Then it's popular, then it fades out, and then there's kind of you got a few years there transition, and then a new thing pops up, and it's a new thing. Then like you had the Batman wave of the 90s. You had the kind of like the Fox movie wave of the 2000s, and then you had the MCU wave. We're just at the end of the MCU wave. We're in the transition years of the MCU wave. I'd say the MCU era died with Endgame. We're kind of in like because the Fox wave, I would say, ended with Fantastic Four. Because like if you look at the movies of the early 2000s, they were a certain kind of style. Like you know, even if it were like you look X-Men, like you can tell Spider-Man and X-Men are from the same era of movies.
Yep.
Same reason why like Man of Steel and Thor, you can tell are from the same era of movies.
Which hell, speaking of the DC eras, you could technically say the DC era ended when they kicked Zack Snyder out.
DC is its own kind of ball wax.
Warner Brothers.
Yes, I mean Warner Brothers is literally on fire right now.
Zack started the fire. I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess you could say use the old ways.
Yeah.
All right.
Old ways, he meant medieval ways.
I gotta get back. So the thing is, you kind of saw a transitionary period from like 2005 till about 2010ish, like where the MCU was kicking off, but like you kind of still did see some of like the Fox films kind of come out, like Fantastic Four 2, the X-Men Origins, First Class. You know, like you're still starting to see it, but I just kind of use Fantastic Four as like the end cap, because like my personal memory is like when Fantastic Four came out, I was thinking like, oh wow, this is like the last one they have to do. Like even by 2005, because I was there, I was really into those films back then. So like Fox, like that was kind of like the end of like the prime. So like you have a decay, a little bit of transition, cross pollination, and that's where I feel like we're in right now. We're in a bit of a decay. We're kind of waiting for something new to come along, a new style of superhero film. It might be Superman Legacy, we don't know, but like it's gonna be a new type of film that where everyone is so successful, it's so popular that everyone just bases it all around it. The MCU era was built off of Iron Man and then built off of Avengers. Everyone was trying to do a shared universe. You know, the early 2000s was built around X-Men. I know people like to say Blade, but Blade wasn't a comic movie. It was a vampire movie. Like
Awesome,
I know,
but yeah,
it's a good movie. But I just don't like the modern kind of reinterpretation that like Blade was like the first MCU Marvel movie. Like, I'm sorry, I remember that where like it was like a trivia. Like, oh, did you know that Blade is actually a comic book character? Most people didn't even know that. It was not even presented as such. X-Men was the first movie to be presented as a comic book movie and be relatively faithful to the source material, relatively speaking, anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
6 foot tall Wolverine.
well, yeah, like I said, relatively speaking.
How hilarious will it be if Zack Snyder does come back, he does his movies, and then he becomes the basis for all comic book movies? That would be the greatest sense of, oh yeah, the Samaritan was freaking dope.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say because like a lot of these films kind of fit in, like the Amazing Spider-Man films kind of fit in like this weird transitionary period. Same thing with like I actually feel like the Dark Knight trilogy is kind of like its own bubble.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
while a lot of people, while they were popular, they weren't really copied that much. Like people tried to copy it, but like once the MC like thing is like it was the Batman Begins 2005 and the Dark Knight was like 2007, but Iron Man came out in 2008. And once Iron Man came out, everyone was like, well, honestly, Iron Man was just aping off the Dark Knight, let's be honest. Or Batman Begins, at least. Like if you look at Iron Man and then you watch Batman Begins, tonally, they're actually very similar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Visually wise, too. There's a lot of cinematography similarities.
And
yeah,
here's why I don't think anyone tried to like really copy Nolan, because you can't copy Nolan. You really can't. You really can't.
Yeah, that's a hard one to follow. Yeah. Inception. Man.
Yeah. Nolan is one of the few like there's kind of a few directors out there that have kind of come up like Denis Villeneuve, Christopher Nolan. I'm not talking about like the old guard, but I'm talking about like new marquee directors. Like you go to a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yep.
You kind of go to a Denis Villeneuve movie. I think it's more just like Denis Villeneuve is a mark of quality rather than someone you seek out. If you kind of get my distinction, but like Oppenheimer is marketed as the next Nolan movie. You know,
Yep.
Like Nolan is right up there with the best of them. Like Nolan is right up there with Kubrick, Spielberg, Scorsese. He is up there. He's on the Mount Rushmore directors,
Particularly in terms of comic book films.
Yeah.
But yeah, or just movies in general, honestly.
Yeah. He's got a great catalog beyond just comics.
Because it used to be when these big directors would make a film, it was an event. Like remember when like the latest Steven Spielberg movie came out?
Yeah, dude, Spielberg could do no wrong back in the day.
And what's funny, as I learned this, is that so when he was picked when he pitched Begins to Warner Brothers, they wanted someone more experienced to handle a comic book movie because at that point he hadn't done as many big films as he did. So really, that was Nolan's.
Memento was like his only claim to fame.
Yeah. That was like the film that told people, no, give Nolan whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Well, if you actually look at like Batman Begins, it's actually a pretty like outside of like what it does, it's actually pretty standard. And they marketed it like a standard comic, like it got tie-in video games. Like there's a Batman Begins video game for the Xbox.
There's an adaptation in the They actually adapted as a comic the Batman Begins script.
Like that's, and then you look at like Nix wants to come in. Sure. Let me send you the link, Nix. Yeah, we're I'd say we'll probably go for like maybe another half hour or so, and then yeah. So let me give you the thing, Nix. All right, let me just kind of find you. I will find him.
But that's kind of funny. The Batmobile was not originally in the script, and what happened was Warner Brothers came to him one day because, again, he was trying to go for a 100% grounded Batman, so it just never really occurred to him. So they said, can you put the Batmobile in? Because it really wouldn't be a Batman movie without the Batmobile. And he's like, okay. And the first line, and Nick knows this because I said on my show, the first line he wrote in the script was, does it come in black? What's up, Nix?
Howdy.
Hey, what you got for us?
Well, I was just gonna say, since we're on the topic of the Nolan Batman trilogy, I think we were talking. I actually didn't know that there was any video games based on that. Actually, for one thing,
Yeah,
this is news to me.
Yeah, because like the thing is, once you get to like the Dark Knight, you actually don't get as much of the tie-in merchandise. I think Arkham Asylum was kind of a tie-in for Dark Knight, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, I would never have made the connection between them.
Mm-hmm.
Those are so good games.
You could technically say like maybe a little bit of Arkham Knight was heavily inspired by Begins at least because of like the whole idea of blanking the SETI and fear toxin. I'm like,
Like we've seen this before somewhere.
well, then again, it is based on a comic book where they literally recycle the same storyline over and over and over again.
Do-do.
Yeah.
Do-do, do-do, do-do. Yeah. So what else you got to say?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No, I thought Nick had more stuff to say.
I was just gonna talk about the ending a little, like the trilogy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like it was kind of I don't know what to make of it, honestly. I mean, it was okay.
I
I
mean,
don't really think it
as
was
an
much
ending,
of a Batman ending.
I thought it was fine. You know, the whole passing the torch. You know, because obviously we know Batman wouldn't retire like that, but for Nolan's version as an end to the trilogy, I thought it was fine.
Except the dude's name is Robin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was very cool.
Whose idea was that?
By the way,
I've seen gameplay of that.
Yes. Yeah, I got it on the GameCube.
I have
And
never
fun
seen
fact,
this before.
You can use the Nolan Batman and Batmobile in Arkham Knight.
yeah.
Yep.
My
that's
only
cool.
problem is that so for a lot of the Batmobile skins, they gave you racetracks that were themed around like the movies. They had one for like the 1966 one, and they had one for the Nolan ones. My problem with the Nolan one is that they don't play like the music from the Nolan Batman movies when you're. It's like at least give me the Batmobile chasing from Begins, where but also in the 66 one, they play the original Batman theme. So I'm like, your Warner Brothers, at least play the Nolan Batman theme.
Yeah, this is a screenshot.
Where is the trigger? Where is he? By the way, I
it's
found out a
funny-
fun fact about that. You know why his voice got worse in the last two movies?
Because they ran out because he was yelling at the lighting grip too much.
Well, yeah,
good for you.
but as it turned out, yes, exactly. So as it turns out is that the voice he did in one hurt his voice so much that they did it with computers in 2 and 3. That's why it sounds significantly worse.
If they're doing it with computers,
believe
why
that.
not use a voice changer?
Yeah.
Which astounds me because when Affleck has a freaking voice changer, I'm like, why is this the first time this has happened?
Yeah, like voice changer technology has been around. Like literally, Adam West could have used a voice changer.
I was having a podcast episode like a year or so ago, and my guest said you would think Nolan at least would use the voice changer.
Like literally, they were using voice changers in Smallville. Like the Green Arrow in Smallville used a voice changer. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing though is you wouldn't even have to use a voice changer. Kevin Conroy in the animated series, for the first bit up until they got to the Red Sky seasons, did actually put on a bit more of a voice between distinction between Batman and Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's voice would be a bit more higher pitched.
Jared, can you pull up the clip of Conroy switching between his Bruce Wayne and his Batman voice?
Okay.
You know that clip I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, I'll look it up. Once I play it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's a good clip, actually. I remember seeing it in the episode when I was watching it on Netflix a long time ago during my Batman binging. And, like, it always kind of, like, it's not something you really notice at first, but then when you hear the voices he puts on for both sides of the character back to back, it really is noticeable.
Once you see this, you'll know exactly where I'm talking.
So, Nix, you're telling me you had a bat binge?
Yes.
All right.
I didn't realize you'd taken up listening to rock and roll, sir.
You know, I actually did check this against any musical sounds. Computer still can't come close to pinpointing it.
Wayne Manor.
Listen closely.
One moment, please. A call for Master Bruce from a Dr. March.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
Mr. Wayne, common brown bats. They shouldn't pose a problem. As the weather gets colder, they'll move on.
What about the sound on the tape?
It's actually two sounds, starlings and brown bats, probably fighting over a nest in your chimney.
Appreciate the help, Doc. I'll return the favor next time you're raising funds. Bye-bye. This computer checked that.
Wow.
Is known to man.
Isn't it wild?
Wow.
You don't know about this clip, Jared?
I never noticed it when I watched this episode.
Well, do you notice? There is one thing that we should all notice, and that Bruce Wayne is not his real voice.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. That means that his real persona is Batman.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's been a thing, honestly, in Batman for a while now. Like in the end of Batman Begins, that he says, "This is your mask." Like, and then the Batman, they're doing the same thing. I do think Ben Affleck's one balances the Bat and the Bruce probably the best. Because like the Bruce Wayne, I feel like is genuinely his demeanor. Like he might like amp it up for parties, but like he's more Bruce-like than all the other Batmans of recent times. But like Patterson's version, Bruce Wayne hardly even exists. Like Bruce Wayne is as much of an inconvenience as he could get.
By the way, speaking of which, Batfleck was actually Kevin Conroy's favorite live-action Batman.
Oh shit!
He said that he said that Nick. He said exactly that. He says, "I think that Ben Affleck got the best balance between Bruce and Batman." Because here's the thing: when you look at Nolan, he's Bale. I mean, he's a crappy Batman, but a really good Bruce Wayne. When you look at Keaton, really crappy Batman, really crappy Bruce Wayne, really good Batman. And then Clooney is crappy all around.
Bat nipples.
So yeah, Phil Lamar is like a really great voice actor. But like if we're talking about underrated voice actors, I want to give a shout out to James Avery.
Oh yeah.
Who I actually wish he was still here, but Uncle Phil.
Oh yeah.
Not the one who appeared on the stream earlier, but like he was Uncle Phil, but he was like Shredder, and he
My name is Haruko Saki.
Like he did a lot of other stuff. Like, yeah. Phil Lamar is a really talented voice actor.
Here's the thing that blows me away about all the freaking wacko Hollywood people trying to demand that voice actors be race specific to their characters. So if that were the case, if we were to say that only white people could play white characters and only black people could play black characters, more than half of Phil Lamar's cast of characters would have to be removed because he played Samurai Jack, for Christ's sake.
And by the way,
like also the other thing you want to know is, well, if you want to bring gender in the mix, well, I guess all the little boys who are because the thing is
no more Bobby Hill
or Timmy, because like young boys are often voiced by women in cartoons. It's a very practical reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a very practical reason because as men, as we get older, as we hit puberty, our voice gets deeper. You know, it's why like you have male sopranos who are prepubescent, but as soon as they hit puberty, you know that's gone.
You know what they did in Italy, right? The castrati.
I know where this is going.
Castrati, your voice must be high. Castrati, where is the anesthetic?
But let's remember, here's the real question we should be wondering. If it's voice acting, who cares what the race of the actor is?
Exactly. I mean, God of War, you got Kratos played by a black dude, Christopher Judge, who freaking Teal'c, man. That guy's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like the fact that like John DiMaggio has played several black characters, and I've actually seen like some black voice actors say like, okay, John DiMaggio is like the only person who like we you know, like he's got the stamp of approval to play black.
I forgot about Marvin.
Talking about Phil Lamar, though, I think it's kind of funny that he tries to be like, oh no, don't bring me into this conversation of voice actors, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you're as much as a part of this as anyone else is.
Yep.
You literally make a living off of playing other races, other, like, characters. You don't get to just say, no, I don't want to be a part of this conversation.
Yeah. Also, like, if we're going to be that one, so...
Unfortunate.
So you're saying that Urkel can't play Sonic anymore?
Oh yeah, because he's not blue.
He's not Blue Hedgehog.
Wait. Then who's the dude who voices Superman in the DCAU?
Tim Daly.
Tim Daly can't play Superman anymore because he's not an alien from Krypton.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, George Newbern.
Henry Cavill can't play the Witcher anymore because he's not an actual monster hunter.
Yeah, he didn't take the potion.
No.
He hasn't undergone the trial of grasses.
Yep.
All right, John, your top 3. Oh, he was Waka? Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson can't play Black Adam because he's not from the Middle East.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not as big of a loss.
That's the way to change the hierarchy of power right there.
Oh.
That's a hot take. That's a
all right.
hot take. Speaking of fire.
Step
into the dojo.
Now we know how Warner Brothers burned down. All right, Dady. So we welcome input. Please explain why you think there isn't a problem with AI art. Like, I actually want to hear him say this because I'm interested in opposing viewpoints because they deserve their chance to talk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, trying to think. What are some other voice actors you guys want to shout out?
Troy Baker.
Ruben Langdon, I think it was. He plays Dante in Devil May Cry. Absolute badass.
Also, he was actually in a Japanese tokusatsu. He was B-Fighter Yama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some power. He was actually a stunt. He actually was a stunt actor on Time Force.
Oh yeah, he does the stunt acting for Dante too in Devil May Cry. I've seen some of the behind the scenes stuff. He's really good.
See, the thing is, all 3 of the main cast of Devil May Cry actually have Power Ranger connections. Because
I know, Go Young Bosch.
Virgil is played by Daniel Sonsworth, the Quantum Ranger, again Time Force, and then Nero is played by Johnny Young Bosch, literally the man. How is everything fair game? I'm Dady, I want some
explain.
Yes, explain. I want to hear you out. I just want to hear actual arguments, But yeah, and then Nero with Johnny Young Bosch, who was Adam, from
Was he the Red Ranger?
Yes.
Black Ranger.
No, the Black
Ranger.
Oh, the Black Ranger.
Daniel Sonsworth was a Red Ranger. He was the 6th Ranger. Time Force had 2 Red Rangers. So, and then Ruben Longren, he did stunt work for Power Rangers, and he also did the Japanese stuff. He was in B-Fighter Kabuto. Huh. Good thing.
Oh damn.
How about this? Michael Rosenberg, The Flash.
Oh yeah. It's really crazy because he is actually really good at The Flash, and then you hear him play Lex Luthor. He's not bending his voice too much. I think the thing about his Flash is he adds a hell of a lot of energy to his voice. It's the same kind of pitch and tone, very similar, but he just adds speed and energy to the voice, and that's I think what makes it work.
I was watching.
Gives him kind of a youthful kind of sound that I really appreciate.
So I was watching Smallville the other day, and what's kind of funny is that I started laughing every time Lex Luthor spoke because all I could see is Wally West.
Oh, that's also my the episode. Okay, let me just check this. I'm from the era where the Yellow Ranger was Asian, and no one put the 2 together or cared.
Well, come on, they had the Black Ranger who did hip hop keto.
Oh God.
So the thing about the original version of Mighty Morphin is the original Yellow Ranger.
Who's a dude?
Well, I'm just gonna play the Zoo Ranger opening for you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. You weren't looking at Toy Trang's hot ass. You were looking at some dudes.
I mean, actually, to be fair, in Japan, most stunt doubles, are men. So like oftentimes you'll see men in the women's outfits. So even Pink Ranger, if you're admiring the Pink Ranger's butt.
No! Oh God, the magazines! Oh no! Oh God!
1億数千万年前の恐竜時代から今よみがえった5人の戦士たち。恐竜戦隊ジュレンジャー。
Yeah! Oh, the Japanese got cool motorcycles?
Yeah, we get nothing.
I'm surprised they didn't just adapt this. Like subtitle it or dub it.
All right, here we go.
Ikuzo!
Okay, I'm cutting that short because Toei's actually really aggressive with like their copyright, especially with the songs. Like I'm gonna probably get dinged for that, so I'll just kind of keep it short.
Notoriously bad.
I make sacrifices for you guys, so. Oh, Kenobi!
Dude, okay, so yeah, Sam Witwer, dude, that guy is he's basically Henry Cavill light. Like when
he's Henry Cavill for Star Wars. Oh my gosh, yes.
Dude, that guy is awesome. So I worked with some people that worked on Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
And you know how he's Starkiller or whatever. He geeked out about Star Wars the whole time that he was there. And even when he was on Battlestar as Crashdown, you know, he was still.
I forgot he was on.
He was also Doomsday in Smallville.
And he was the guy in the mist, the military guy that gets thrown to the mist creature to get killed by the people in the grocery store. Dude, Sam Witwer is an awesome. He's as geeky as.
And didn't he like speak out against the sequel trilogy?
I believe so.
Yes, Super Sentai is the titties. Yes. Basically what Sam did is he was actually like really diplomatic with what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that really like makes me feel happy is he acknowledged that like yes, people have a right to be upset over these things. Like it's understandable. Like he treated people like human beings. Do you have the link, or do you want to show? Were we actually going to play that? Because that's fine.
No, I was just bringing that up.
Dude, we gotta Sam needs to be in more stuff. I mean, he did the VO for the Emperor and stuff, but like nobody stays young forever. Get him in some action hero leads before he ages out.
How about make an actual Force Unleashed movie?
Yes, Starkill. Yes.
I'm sorry, but we're going to be getting a Fallen Order like TV show before that.
No.
So wait a minute.
But don't get me wrong. I actually would like a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order TV show starring the actor because I actually would like that. But still.
Yeah. Although it is a ginger in Fallen Order, so that means it's going to be replaced by a black woman.
Yeah.
Oh! Did you guys see? Like, I remember like the mods were starting to come out for Jedi Fallen Order, and like all of them were like shading his hair, and he actually did a tweet like, "Hey, could you guys not?" Like he was actually getting offended because all of the mods were removing his hair.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Let me just call my contact at DC.
Boy, dude, that could be what you could do for like a fun fan art thing is commission that. That'd be cool.
Like have it be like Screecher is kind of standing like it's kind of like a shot from like this way, and like you see her, she's kind of like this, and like she's standing up at the Court of Owls. Like
here's what you do: you meet Greg Capullo at a con and say, "Hey, can you draw this?"
I'm like, "Hey, Greg Capullo, here's a very fat stack wad of cash. Would you like to do a run on Screecher?" Oh my god, I'd have to pay so much money. Like honestly, the best I can hope for is a Greg Capullo cover for Screecher. Oh dear god. Oh dear god. Oh my god.
I want a Jason Fabok variant for mine at some point.
All right, what other cover artists do you want for Chris? If you could have anyone to work on your comic, who would it be?
Cover wise or interior?
Let's just. Oh, hey John, what's up?
Hey, welcome back.
Let's just do covers for now. Then we talk interiors.
So, cover art would probably be a four-way toss-up, and one of them, unfortunately, is dead. But it would be either Larry Elmore, who is the daddy of Dragonlance, Clyde Caldwell, who, again, famous D&D artist, Jeff Easley, who, again, is another face of D&D and did a lot of amazing Dragonlance images. And finally, Keith Parkinson. But unfortunately, Keith is no longer with us. Those would be my four. Hey!
Yep. So for me, if we're going to include people who have passed on, Jared, that also applies to you. If you want to include people who have been passed on, that's fine. This is pie in the sky. So
in that case, George Perez.
Yeah. Actually, that was gonna be my first pick because Teen Titans was like the book that got me into comics. So like to have a George Perez cover would be
yeah.
Oh, and just to piss people off, Ethan Van Sciver.
I mean,
it's the rage.
I would highlight that.
In this crowd, crowd, it's fine. But like, some people for me, I want Shiro. I would really love for Shiro Masanume to do a cover for Turn Samurai. For those who don't know, Shiro Masanume is the mangaka for Ghost in the Shell.
So this name.
Because Ghost in the Shell is very much, kind of thing.
All right.
I'm doing mine still, brother.
There's just one thing I have to share real quick. You will thank me for this. So here's the Warner Brothers lot on fire. Here's Zack Snyder using heat vision.
All right, highlight it, please. Like, blow it up.
Yeah. All right. So I'll do both because we have to examine this. Okay. So here's the Warner Brothers lot on fire.
All right. So this is a scene of the crime.
This is Zack Snyder.
He did use the old ways.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh god.
Yes. So Scott McDaniel, for sure. He was like the Nightwing artist from like the late 90s. I love his art. Let's see here. Todd McFarlane, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a free space. Trying to think here. I mean, obviously EVS would just do an amazing job. But God. I'm sorry, he is a good artist. I'm sorry, you got to admit he is actually
the dude is an excellent artist. Not even just
he didn't get to his position being a crappy artist.
But I will say, John Romita or even John Romita Jr. I would love to work.
Oh damn!
I will say this: I do want to work with John Romita Jr. before he passes on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, John Romita Jr. He's still fairly young, so
did you guys see? There was this Ethan Van Sciver exchange on Twitter where he was actually arguing with someone that was trying to argue that he didn't invent Jessica Cruz. He was like, okay, so because this person's a Jessica Cruz stan and like call him a racist and a bigot and stuff, and he goes, "You realize I co-created Jessica Cruz, right?"
I love that. I love that. Like they're trying to like because it's like their brains can't compute it. It's like, oh, we have this female lantern. She's Latina. She's a woman, and she's scared to go outside. She's just like me.
Awesome. Oh, and then my favorite is when they threw a crap fit. They freaked out when he got a credit in Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was the greatest thing in the world.
Or even better, he got enough royalties to buy a car.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah, Joe
Mad, yes.
Awesome.
To finish Battle Chasers this century.
If we're talking pie in the sky, Alex Ross.
There's another pie in the sky. Rob Liefeld.
Ooh. Like, I could actually see you getting Rob Liefeld. Like, I imagine, like, he's probably pricey, but he's probably, like, the obtainable level of pricey. Like, once you kind of get going in your career, like, you might pay, like, $1,000, $2,000 for him to do a cover, but...
I'm sure I could get him on the show too. So he
damn.
seems like a very approachable dude.
All right. Also, I have to do the big one. Like Michael Turner. Like, yes. Like if Michael Turner was still alive, I would make it a priority one to have him do a Screecher cover.
Michael Turner drawing Athena, my character.
Oh my god,
dude.
No. Imagine you have Michael Turner, but he does like a pinup. Where it's like all your characters are like at the pool.
All my female characters. Because I have one that's a water-based character, and I just say it's basically just Fathom. Just draw Fathom.
I want to work with Mike J. Michael. What is it? Kaczynski. Yes, I was so low to work. Jim Lee would be great. Like,
I would have Jim Lee do like a variant cover that's a recreation of like the Superman Wonder Woman cover. Be like, please.
Also, I have to say this. Even I think he's passed on, but I would literally sell my left nut if I was able to get a Michael Strudson cover of my book.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Michael Strudson is? He's a movie poster artist.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like all the famous posters of like the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I think he's passed on, or he might be still alive, but he's retired. But like, oh my god!
I thought of another one, David Finch.
Now, if we're talking interiors, imagine Screecher with Frank Miller's interior work.
Oh God, dude. You basically watch. He tries to call it All-Star Screecher.
No, I'd have to read the book. Like, okay, Frank, you need to take out this swastika, and and like, okay,
you can't have these people having sex and causing a hurricane.
Okay, you
typhoon.
got to remove these swastika pasties off these women. Yes, I know her boobs are big. That's fine. The boobs can be big, but the swastikas have to go.
But they are integral to the nipples.
No, but in case you guys are wondering what I'm referencing, in The Dark Knight Strikes Again, he has this scene where Superman and Wonder Woman have sex, but it causes like typhoons and earthquakes. The earth literally moved.
Talk about some earth-shattering
And
sex.
Wonder Woman knew instantly that she was pregnant again.
Wow.
Damn.
Just throw in the super sperm.
Well, his sperm is faster than a speeding bullet. So
yeah. Did you guys see that scene from Mallrats where they're talking about why Superman could physically only have a child with Wonder Woman?
Yep, because he would blow every other woman.
That's such a great clip.
Have
do you want me to pull that up?
Actually, even better. Actually, there's actually a scene from Hancock that kind of
yeah.
Have you seen Hancock?
Yes,
of course.
Here.
Yeah.
So
all
Nick,
right.
if you want, hang on, real quick.
No, I gotta share the scene real quick.
Real quick.
No, we're doing mine first.
Okay, dang it.
I didn't catch your name.
Pop this Superman. Yeah.
Let me sit this over here. All right, now.
Hello?
There's some rules.
No, I know. I haven't seen it yet.
Excuse me.
I know, probably. All right. Let me call you back.
Listen. All right, I need you. Oh, hey, that's not focusing.
What's in
That's
there?
not. Okay. All right. Stop. All right, now. That's not fair to anybody.
Oh.
Now get up! Watch out!
Oh God! Wait, Nick, share mine now. This is the greatest transition to this clip ever. Nick, what are the odds that you pick a clip that does that, and then I have the Mallrats clip all queued up?
But they're engaged.
Doesn't matter, it can't happen.
Why not? It's bound to come up.
It's impossible. Lois could never have Superman's baby. Do you think her fallopian tubes could handle his sperm? I guarantee he blows a load like a shotgun right through her back. What about her womb? Do you think it's strong enough to carry his child?
Sure, why not?
He's an alien, for Christ's sake. His Kryptonian biological makeup is enhanced by Earth's yellow sun. If Lois gets a tan, the kid could kick right through her stomach. Only someone like Wonder Woman has a strong enough uterus to carry his kid. The only way he could bang regular chicks is with a kryptonite condom. That would kill him.
How's it I go?
By the way, that is the line that got him the gig for Superman Lives.
Yes.
Literally,
That
have
is
you
such
seen
a perfect
the
mix? And I'm like, thank you also for giving an argument why Superman belongs with Wonder Woman. Because, by the way, the only reason why he had John is because he was depowered.
Yeah.
Oh, so they would literally say that in the show?
They said that in the comics. I mean, in the comics when they actually had comics, John. In the movie, in the show, in Superman and Lois, can you imagine? He's like, okay, I need to wear something, Lois, and he goes into the drawer. He opens the drawer, and green light starts coming out of it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Red Kryptonite. You know what red Kryptonite does to Superman? Let's just say it lowers his inhibitions.
It makes him drunk.
Does it make you horny, baby? Oh
Claudia?
no!
Actually, here's the thing, Claudia. Take that argument, but mirror it for Wonder Woman and Batman. He would snap in half.
Fuck off, brightest.
Death by snoo.
The best kind of death.
And then as Batman is going down to hell, because let's be honest, he'd be in hell, he goes, worth it.
Yeah. I regret
I mean, I would.
I mean,
he's Wonder Woman.
There are worse deaths than getting your neck snapped by Wonder Woman's amazing thighs.
So it's kind of funny as I was watching. This is a hell of a transition.
Also,
but I was
I need to do this. Sorry, I had to bonk myself.
Yeah, I was making a new. I just completed work on my fan edit, and as I was watching it, I'm like, God damn, Gal Gadot's so beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Oh my! She looks like Wonder Woman.
Bonk, 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 bonk.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was initially against her. I was initially against her casting for Wonder Woman because I'm like, that chick's tiny or whatever. But she owned it, man. She got. Up. Yeah, well, not that, but like in the first Wonder Woman movie, like she owned that role, man. She got me on board.
By the way, she shot the No Man Land scene whilst pregnant.
Oh, damn.
The scene that sold me as her on Wonder Woman is the scene in BVS when she's talking to Bruce, and Bruce goes, I met a few women like you. She turns to him, smile, and goes, I don't think you've ever known a woman like me.
Okay, you want to know the moment that sold me on Wonder Woman?
What?
Is when she's fighting Darkseid.
Doomsday.
Doomsday, sorry. When like she gets knocked back, and you see her just like smile and just go.
And that was her.
Like,
that was 100% her.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like she's enjoying this, like okay, she gets Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Wonder
because
Woman
she
would
said
enjoy it because it's a good battle.
Because she said, yeah, exactly, and she was like, I wanted her to also have a feisty side, and even like when Superman shows up in the Snyder Cut, she drops down, she's like, hey, you're going down, bitch.
No. Could you imagine though? Like obviously Warner Brothers destroyed this and the bridge is burned, but like, imagine if Warner Brothers used Wonder Woman in a God of War style video game where you're in like ancient classical times Greek and
they are doing a Wonder Woman video game.
Dude, if it's like the God of War, not like the newer God of War, but like the older ones where you can do juggle mechanics and stuff.
Oh,
like
good ones.
By
Yeah,
the way, don't say that at the bridge is burned, because let's be honest, we all thought the bridge was burned the first time with Zack, and then we got the Snyder Cut. So weirder stuff has happened. That's why I'm still hopeful.
The problem is Warner Brothers has repeatedly burned the bridge, rebuilt it, burned it, rebuilt it again, burned it again, and like they keep
Nick,
they keep rebuilding the bridge and then burning it. So.
Is that why Warner Bros is on fire? They were burning the bridge again.
Yeah, they were in the midst of burning a bridge.
They forgot that they had one last Molotov cocktail left. It's like wait, this was for Ben Affleck. Oh, let's just put it in there, and then because it was really hot one day and it just ignited.
No, you know what that was? That was them burning a bridge with Amber Turd. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Actually, you know what it is? All right, we'll wrap this up here soon, Jared.
Yeah, okay.
It's God smiting them for continuing to support Ezra Miller.
Yeah,
and it's kind of funny. So Ezra just put out a statement talking about at least one of the allegations and stuff, and what the comments were, and they fired Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because Cavill's against the narrative, and this guy isn't.
It's because he's a straight white male.
Yeah, and
not only that,
Ezra isn't.
A positive. He's the example of masculinity. I don't say toxic masculinity because
there's no such thing.
But yes,
I mean, Henry Cavill, just suck the dick, bigot. Just suck the dick.
Because here's the thing. there's no such thing as toxic masculinity because masculinity is not a spectrum. What it is, there is masculine people and there are non-masculine people. The non-masculine people are like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and all those people.
Ezra Miller.
Masculine people, Henry Cavill.
Yep. Yeah, the
yeah.
lack of masculinity is what's toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a great conversation, but like for another stream.
Yeah.
Like wrapping this up.
Sorry.
So, all right. So we're gonna do a final thought, like final moment, final statements. We're gonna go from the bottoms up. So Jared, Nick, Chris, and then me. So Jared, go ahead.
So my final thoughts is Warner Brothers. But Disney really screwed the pooch with the whole AI art thing, and I mean it's not like anything new with their long lines of screwing up the MCU, but and it's even more to telling that they're skipping Hall H. But I think what's funny is I'm still let me put it this way, even though. For right now, I say for right now because again that could change. Cavill's not Superman. I'm still hopeful for the future of like DC and stuff because I love. Because here's the thing. Here's the difference between me and one of these crazy people that wants to change the IP. I love this IP. I love it. I want it to thrive. So I'm always hopeful that it could get better in the future. Whereas opposed with them, they're like it's irredeemable. Drop it. But on that, I'm just all I'm saying is that. Things could look up, and in terms of AI art, just don't use it at all.
All right, Nix, what you want to say?
Well, I think Jared covered most of my thoughts on AI art, so there's that. But I was gonna say, we're talking about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She pretty much sold me in the Wonder Woman movie when she goes up to that random woman's baby and just starts cooing. And like, I don't know, it really sold me on it because it felt like they really understood that Diana wasn't just some hard-ass warrior woman. She was a kind, compassionate soul who loved humanity.
Yeah.
And you really see that when she's interacting with that baby. Or getting ice cream. I don't know. It's a smaller
The
one.
ice cream
straight from the comics, dude. New 52, baby.
Also,
Yeah.
talking about the movie, I gotta give a shout out. I love that they redid the scene for Superman with the bullets. I actually thought that was a really nice tribute.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nix, anything else you want to say?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, Chris. Are you finished burning down Warner Brothers, or is there anything else you want to say?
Oh, I like to bang stuff. No,
Nani?
He's really, dude. We're actually talking to Firefly right now.
Oh my, no,
I'm just doing gibberish.
So, as far as AI art goes, with just to reinforce what I was saying earlier, in case anybody's joined later on, is that I don't think AI art in general is a bad thing. I think it could be a good springboard for the non-artistically inclined. But if you're using somebody else's art and not paying them, that's called theft. And if I see AI art generated and I see a little squiggled signature that's been mutilated by the AI recomposition or whatever, like I'm not gonna pay for that.
Let me just put it this way: if he sees that mutilated signature, he's gonna do like what he's gonna do to you. He's gonna make what he did to Warner Brothers look like a beach fire.
It's gonna look like a campfire.
They say pain is a good educator. Death is the best.
All right. So, all right. Let's. I got some shout outs I got to do. Some like a little promo thing I want to do. So, I have a Patreon.
Woo!
And so, if let me just put the link here down below. If you want to see videos early, and if you want access to the stuff, so for $3 a month, you get access to Patreon feed, and that's where I put like updates for my comic book. I try to release videos at least a day early. So if you want to see like Super Split Screen Bros or Avatar rewatch like a day early, like the night before, do that. Then I also plan like once kind of things kind of start getting going, I'm gonna do a live stream like a Friday Night Frenzy after party, like go on for another hour, kind of like for people. And then once a month, I'm going to be doing a movie night to where I will be watching a movie on my Discord, and you guys can watch it with me, make comments, and then that's the streamer tier. But for
By the way, can I bring up the plan that me and the other comics leaguers have?
Let me get to this. Well, just let me get to that part.
Yeah.
Part,
Okay.
That'll be the segue. Perfect segue.
Yeah.
So for the $20 tier is pick your poison. You can pick whatever movie or TV show you want me to watch, as long as it's not porn or hentai. That is a dividing.
Oh man.
So.
Oh my god, taking all the fun.
Speaking of pick your poison, so what Taladia is referencing is that what we're gonna do for the comics league, we're all gonna pool together. And so the way, as I understand this, $20 buys you 2 episodes of a show.
Yes. So basically, I'm going off of like a movie is roughly 2 hours. So if you want a TV show, I will watch 2 episodes.
So what we're gonna do is
if it's a half an hour episode, I might do 4, but that is up to my decision.
So what we're gonna do is we're all gonna pay $20 each month. So Nick has to watch the entire first season of CW's Gotham Knights.
Oof. Oh.
Why?
Oh god.
Why? All right. I'm sorry. You have earned.
If you didn't, what I don't get is when you put that tier together, how did you not think I was going to do this?
What if I planned for it?
You planned for me to put you through extreme torture. Okay, that's like the opposite of Batman's prep time.
Thing is, I'm still. Well, actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. So yeah, Bubba, you want me to watch the first 2 episodes? Yeah, do that.
Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
So this is a Patreon link, so click on that, and then you can sign up for access. Also, at certain levels above, you do get like comic books for free when they come out. So like if you want them like a little bit cheaper, like Digital Connoisseur, you get the digital PDFs when they come out. You don't have to pay for them, and then $10 a month you get that as well. Shipping's free, by the way. So yeah. Yep. So I'm just trying to push this along, kind of get this going. I mean, I can't really get people subscribed. People don't know about it and whatnot. So yep. Also, like I said, I'm working on the Comics Watch trial. Got Avatar coming up. Super Split Screen Brothers. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm really glad to help. So, as always, this is Nick from the Phoenix Press, and remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one who walks through it.